All right, here we are. Make it happen with Joel Rodriguez-Tirado. My name is John Robert Quinn, the producer, hanging out here with Joel Rodriguez-Tirado. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. MIH-firm.com. And today we're going to be talking about security and what that means. So, I want to say something along the lines of we secure our homes, we secure our cars, but what are we doing to secure our lives? Is that where we're going with this?
Yeah, it's part of the conversation. Due to a few meetings I've had over the last couple of weeks, it's very alarming, very alarming to understand how families are not having these conversations.
Grab that pin there for me. Boom, bada boom, boom. All right. So, talk to me. What's going on?
Oh, what's going on with me? Well, life is growing. Business is doing pretty well. I've been really busy lately. Year end turns into total chaos for a lot of people, so I try to plan them accordingly. Make sure my boxes are scheduled in so that I don't lose my time, on the unexpected or the dumbfounded things that come up in life.
So, talk to me about what's alarming. You've got people that are going into the holidays and they're not paying, or do they not want to invest in themselves? What's going on?
My thing, what I'm seeing now is the appropriate conversations between not just with your parents, but with your children, right? And what that means. They're not understanding what life insurance is. And some of the conversations that we have out there are, why do I need life
Your phone
insurance?
ringing?
Let me make sure this is what conversations are we having with our children and not just our children, with our spouses or those in general around us that are taking care of us. We are not aware of the burdens that we leave them behind. Although it's a very, very off-topic conversation you do not want to have, it's a conversation you must have.
What's is actually really interesting. It's so funny that you're bringing this up because, the relationship I've had with my father over the years, it's never been good. And we can say that that's my fault, but I mean, it wasn't good when I was a kid, so it couldn't be my fault, right? Long story short, he's starting to get to end of life, and he's calling me, wanting to make amends, and you know, presenting guilt for the first time in both of our lives. He's presenting guilt that he really failed us kids, and wants to have a relationship with us before it's too late, and those types of things. And I think you experienced something similar to that in your life. Um, and the questions that he's asking me over the phone are, you know, what stuff do you want? Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? And personally, I don't want any of his crap, right? I mean,
He reached that stage where life, love, and family came together maybe for him, and he's coming to the realization that you know what is going to happen to all my stuff,
mhm,
what is going to happen to my life,
mhm.
who's going to handle my life
So
even after death.
yeah, so
Yeah.
tomorrow, I've got to meet with him for the first time in years. It's gonna be tough, dude. I mean, it's so funny. You look at me and you're like, you don't look very good. You look like someone dragged you through the mud. No, I've been thinking
Yeah,
about all
it's a
this
lot.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's gonna be part of the conversation we have tomorrow. Is I don't want to talk about the past. I've gotten over that. Okay, you were a screw up. I get it. We don't need to continue to
And you're
press
right.
that.
I love how you say we got to forget about the past. The past is what shapes us to be better people today.
Correct.
I mean, if we encompass that,
and
right?
and and we want to have that, when he is on his deathbed, we want to look at the whole thing and go, you know what, the last year or two or 5 or 10 were wonderful,
Hmm.
right? He calls me on my birthday. He calls me at 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning. Haven't heard from him in years, and he says, I know that I failed you, and I want to build and establish a relationship, and I hope we have enough time. And I told him, I said, look, whether it's 2 days, 2 months, 2 years, or 20 years, all of that can be put behind us.
Hmm.
It's moving forward. My biggest concern is he going to continue the same pattern? And if he is, do I want to be a part of that? And do I want to have that conversation of the end of life and have you got your ducks in a row? Because I'm not going to be the one that wants to sit here and go through all your crap. I mean, I told Matt 5 years ago that if I get left with the house and get left with all of his stuff, I already told Matt, you handle it.
What are you going to do with it, right?
I already told Matt, you handle it, okay?
Let me tell you this. There's the two factors that families, individuals, and even senior or young people don't take into consideration. There's two factors when people pass away. One is the emotional burden, and one is the financial burden. A lot of people don't understand, especially married individuals, that financial burden that he had passes on to you. A lot of it, especially federal. Federal funding towards anybody that lasts with you for the rest of your life. And if you're a married person, it switches on to that person. And if you're not prepared, if you didn't prepare properly,
I think that he's got plenty of equity in the house, and he's got, without exaggerating, he's probably got in resale value probably $250,000 in hi-fi. So whatever financial burdens he has, I think that he'll have more than sufficient enough of asset to cover that. So I'm not worried about that element of it.
That's really good.
I think what it really comes down to is who's going to handle and honor his estate. Because will his wife do that? I don't know. Will his sister, if his sister handles the estate, will his sister handle that? I don't know.
So what you're talking about is what legacy does he want to leave behind?
Correct.
Moving forward.
Correct.
Who does he want to leave all his information, and information being his financial assets, home, cars, you name it. The list goes on.
And see, I don't know. And so that's going to be part of that conversation tomorrow. It's like, I don't know who you are, but do you have your ducks in a row? And are you going to leave me with a lot of your problems?
And
we have the same name.
That's why we need to have those conversations, regardless of.
What's funny
it might hurt some people.
And you come to me today with this, and look at where it's going. It's exactly that's
where
the
you're
importance
going.
of what we're dealing with here.
Yeah. It's understanding what part of life. Yes, we're here today. We're living life. We're enjoying life, but we're never thinking about everything else. Everybody's thinking about, you know what? I need security cameras for my home. I need security for my home. We're willing to pay for that security, willing to pay for security for our cars, willing to pay insurance our homes. We pay for health insurance. We even pay health insurance for our phones.
We even pay health insurance for our pets.
That's true.
Yes, we do.
But we don't even insure our own. We don't secure ourselves.
I know.
And when the conversation comes up, it's like, isn't that for the older people? No.
Dude, people die every day,
it's for everybody, even the young people. Why? Why would you say that if they don't have any children, anything else? Well, do they have assets? Who do they want to leave that behind? They need to understand.
What if your home is what if you have negative equity in your home? Do you think that they're just going to come and take the house and say, well,
I have a true story about a friend, passed away 2 years ago, right? Had no kids. No wife, but he had a home, right? He had cars. He had a beautiful life that he built with his career. And when it came down to it, who did he leave all that stuff to? He left it to a friend, right? So comes to say that there's always loving people around you that you care about. And if you want them to live your legacy and keep it going, you want to make sure you get that. Because if not, guess who it goes to? Not only did you work hard for all your life to get to where you're at, the government was taking all your taxes, right? Taking all your money. You're working hard as you can. And then towards the end of your life, guess who kept your stuff? The government. And so are you working for the government, or are you working for yourself or your family? I prefer working for myself and my family, right? And meaning, even when I'm not here, I want to make sure that I can leave in peace knowing that, you know what, I did everything possible for them to be okay. What they do,
that's their life.
That's their life. That's their decision. I mean, that's what wills are there for, to protect those decisions, and trust. You always want to have a trust.
Well, you know why I built all this?
Having trust.
Well, I mean, I'm leaving a legacy. I don't have kids,
Who are you gonna
so
live that to?
that's why I
Who
have
takes it
intellectual
over?
properties.
Right?
Matt takes everything
Right.
over.
But years to come over the time, right?
Mhm,
You want to look down if that's the case, God
mhm,
forbid, that you can actually look down upon and you look
mhm.
down and you see that your JRQ TV or WePra, right?
A
The
weeper.
impact opera. Sorry, guys, opera or
It's
your
so funny that people still call it that. It's funny.
and
It
then your
doesn't offend me. I think it's hilarious.
but it's coming from my Spanglish. Your Impact and Influence magazine, when it reaches the top, and you can say, you know what, I left it in the right hands.
Mhm.
I'm glad I did that. It's those things that you look back, and it's about taking the initiative now. It,
Well, it's all passive income, so
Mhm,
at that point, it's gonna be, who do I leave that to?
mhm.
And let me tell you, man, I'm getting something's happening with me, and you know, I'm I'm seeing all these stories of kids being abused and all these charitable organizations and things, and I'm gonna end up doing something with abused kids. I think that's where everything's gonna end up going.
That's
'Cause
beautiful.
that's
Yeah.
what, really touches me, dude, is these kids who got what I got as a kid, and, it's like they have no there's this video, I gotta send this video to you, dude. There's this video, of this little girl. Maybe this is inappropriate for the show, but I think it's kind of appropriate. There's this video of this little girl, and the cops show up to the house, and the mom answers the door and says, "Is there a problem?" Says, "Yeah, we got a call about one of the kids in the house not being, being abused." And so she says, "Well, I don't know. I didn't call." And the little girl, 7 years old, goes, "I called." And says, "Okay, so you want to tell me what's going on?" Well, yeah, mom put her hand over my mouth and said that, she hated me, and that I shouldn't have been born, and all these like just horrible, horrible things, stuff that I dealt with as a kid. And then he said, we don't have food in the house. My brother's already been taken by Child Protective Services, and and so as an officer, I'm thinking to myself, like, this is the stuff that these poor police officers deal with every single day. But these parents are just abusing their children. I mean, you can slap your kid, that's one thing, but closed fist is a whole nother thing. And these children are dealing with this stuff every single day. So, everything that I'm building, I think that's what I'm gonna end up leaving it to, is these advocates, maybe even bikers against child abuse or something like that.
Baka.
Yeah.
I was just gonna bring that up.
I've always wanted to be a member of BACA.
I know their crew. We actually
I would
raised money.
I would love to be a member of those guys. I've reached out to them multiple times. I've never heard
Hey,
back.
one of the stickers you made me take out of my tailgate
Was the
in my
BACA?
car was the Baca one, the
Yeah,
Bikers Against Child
yeah,
Abuse.
yeah.
We did something where they united with prostate cancer awareness, and they partner with Mustache and Beard Social Club, which is a
That's
club
you
that also,
guys.
yeah, it's us guys.
Yeah.
We raise money for children's with autism. We
Mhm.
do ASPCA, and but all the proceeds that we do, they help pay for the venue, but all the rest of the money goes towards them. We
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
keep any of the money, and
yeah,
we tell
yeah,
people, come and check us out. Let's have fun. Let's
yeah,
enjoy our
yeah,
time,
yeah.
and it's a good way to raise money, but also help the community. And when we met with Bikers Against Child Abuse, it was a good thing because and they brought some children over that were actually abused, and they
Oh,
were
yeah.
able to share their stories.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
wild, dude.
so sad, but it goes to show that even the people that if you see these guys, you're like, oh, I'm not going near
No,
these.
I've worked with the motorcycle
They're
community
the
for 20
most
years.
humble,
Yeah, yeah.
nicest
They're the
people.
safest people you'll ever
Yes,
meet.
they will
Because
back you up and
those
have your back
those yeah, but
100%.
you gotta remember where those people came from. Every
Hmm.
single one of those people, they didn't get ugly and fat and tattooed and scary looking without trauma.
Experiences,
Yeah. So
life.
it's they were the abused kids. They were the kids that came from the homes that were unfavorable, and they found love in themselves and
Mhm.
in each other, in the community, in
Yeah.
the biker community.
I'm surprised. I'm glad you know about Baca
Oh
because
my God, I love bikers.
I'm a big supporter.
Yeah.
Right, I even send money to them at least once every 6 months, even if it's a little bit.
I've been
But I
throwing
like to
ideas around about
donate.
buying
Yeah,
another bike.
yeah.
I've been thinking about it.
Well, when you do, let me know so we can ride
I'm
together.
thinking about it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna end up with. I keep going back to a Triumph.
Well, let me know. I'll go and hold your hand.
Why would you need to hold my hand? I've already had 2 Harleys.
Well, I don't know. This is a new experience for you.
For me?
Yeah.
What?
You're buying a new bike again all over. You're starting all over.
I ran a motorcycle business for 18 years, bro.
You hear this, guys? He doesn't want me to hold his hand.
I knew there was something a little fishy about you.
I just want to make sure you make the right decision. I don't want you coming over with a moped. I want to make sure you still understand the differences.
I was thinking about the Triumph Bonneville.
Triumph Montebello.
Bonneville. That's the one with the rear fender, and it has the here. I'll pull it up.
With the fat back tire.
No.
No?
No. Here. Triumph.
I'm a Harley guy.
I know.
Sorry.
But you would like the Triumph Bonneville.
We need to get back on basis.
On what?
Well, anyways, going back to while he looks for his picture, we're gonna talk about the types of life insurance that are there, right? And there's many types of life insurance, but there are many as a few, right? There's a term life insurance, whole life insurance, universal life insurance, index life insurance. The list goes on, but it's about finding the right life insurance.
What color do you want me to find for you?
Let's do a dark red.
There's right here. Perfect. Okay, let me go back.
Supposedly, some people they call it apple. Oh, that's beautiful. That's nice.
You see how the seat's got the vintage? And throw a set of white walls on that?
That is really nice.
Yeah.
Single seater.
Yeah.
Your wife don't ride with you?
Fine, you're putting somebody on the back of my bike, dude. That's my time.
You're like me. That's why I got me a single seater.
It's my time, dude.
It's my time. Do not bug me.
You want to go for a cruise? We'll get in the car.
I remember she used to say, "How long are you going to be?" And I used to be like, "Oh, about an hour or two."
All day.
Get home like 6-8 hours later, and her face would be red and furious. Yeah. And I'm like, "Hi, how are you? I just had the best ride of my life." And she's like, where are you? I was calling you. You want me to answer my phone while I'm on the bike?
Uh-huh.
Well, you can call me when you park, or you can park.
I never parked.
I never parked. I just kept going.
I remember those. No, here's another thing that's interesting. So, I went riding the night before the helmet law went into effect in California.
Okay.
That's how long I've been riding.
That's what was that?
91.
91? I thought it was 90, but 91.
Maybe it was 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how long.
That's a long time.
I've been riding a long time.
35 years.
Yeah, and I've never gone down.
Never?
Not once.
Not once.
Nope.
Yeah. I went down once, but that's okay.
Never went
happens.
down. Yeah, because growing up, I mean, we rode motorcycles growing up. My dad had them. My uncle had them. My grandpa rode.
Well, just in case you guys didn't know, there are crazy drivers in the streets.
It's not you. It's always the other guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I literally got cut off. Literally. No time. I didn't hit no cars, no nothing.
I had a homeless guy run out in front of me I think he was trying to get me to dump the bike, and I didn't. And then I cussed him out.
Yeah, I would have done the
same. All right, so the different types of life insurance policies.
Yeah, term, whole life, and universal. There's more out there. It's about the importance of choosing the right policy, right? To meet not just your needs, but your family's needs. Mm-hmm. People think it's just life insurance for me. That's okay. I had a life insurance a client. Literally, he wanted to reduce all his life insurance, and I was trying to find out. Okay, where are we with our finances? What happened? Where's this changes come from? And his response was like, "You're asking a lot of questions," and I'm like, "Well, I'm asking a lot of questions because I want to make sure that we're doing the right thing." Do you want to sit with
a financial guy or not?
Right? I need to identify what's making you have these changes now. You were very sure a couple of years ago when you got it. I want to make sure. And his response was, "Well, I don't like my family." So I had to, talk a little bit more. Come to find out, he was just angry.
Do you have, this is a very important question. Do your policies honor a suicide clause?
Yes. Yes.
When we did reverse mortgages, the whole contract was void if someone so commits suicide.
I can't talk about
Terms are.
what the terms are
Mhm.
because of policy,
Mhm.
and it leads to people becoming more knowledgeable
Mhm.
on it, and we understand that they do, but it's something we cannot talk about,
Yep.
but it is there,
Mhm.
right? There's a policy and there's a limit
Mhm.
up to what happens, because you have to understand, if you file for insurance with the deception that within the next week or so you're going to commit,
Correct.
it's not going to work.
Yeah.
First of all, you have to do a blood sample
Mhm.
and a urine sample.
Mhm.
Most insurance take you through that.
Mhm.
Now, there's other insurances where they're called power term. Those term is you're saying you're fully healthy.
That's it.
That's okay. We're gonna insure you, but
It's gonna be a higher
but
premium.
it's gonna be a higher premium.
Mhm.
So we're willing to do that and accept it to up to a certain age.
Mhm.
But let's say somebody over the course of years, let's say that they got life insurance and all of a sudden mentally had nothing to do with them before,
Mhm.
but over the course of time they became mentally unstable and
Mhm.
something happened.
Mhm.
Depending on the circumstances,
Mhm.
they might be still able to get their life
Mhm.
insurance
For the family.
for the family,
Yeah.
yes, to help them out.
Yeah, it's a question that comes up. It was
Mhm.
something that we dealt with the mortgage, and we had a guy that was ready to sign the deal. He was ready to do a reverse mortgage. Which here's the thing. I'm going to touch on this because for the people that are listening that hate reverse mortgages, it's a wonderful, wonderful tool for the right person. For the right person, we had a lady that was 80 years old. She had broken windows, a bad roof. The roof was leaking. She couldn't do anything with her house. She didn't have any money. She was living on Social Security. The home was paid off, yet she keeps getting sick because there's a draft going through the house. We said, let's do a reverse mortgage. Let's pull some of that cash out. Let's do a contingent
Contingent.
where we're gonna fix the roof, we're gonna fix the windows, we're gonna get the house all copacetic, and then you're gonna get a monthly disbursement. I think it was like $1,100 a month or something along those lines for the next, essentially for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And then whatever the balance is, your family has I think it was 2 years to refinance or purchase that home back, whatever the difference was. So there's still equity in the house. They're essentially they're buying the house back for like $120,000 or whatever it would have been versus the home value at $500,000.
Correct.
So, it's a wonderful tool. But we had one guy that was, he was ready to go. This is what he needed. And he asked a very simple question. He says, is there a suicide clause? And so we had to give him all the details on that. And he says, okay, I'm out. He goes, I want to reserve the right to,
Yeah. So at the end of the day, he actually helped you out, because in our industry,
Mhm.
when somebody starts talking about suicide,
Mhm.
it's a red flag,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And if
Mhm.
your interest and your questions are based more around suicide,
Mhm.
we have to be careful with that,
Mhm.
right? We
Mhm.
have to take that into consideration and red flag it. We're not going to say we're going to deny it, but I'm going to put it as part of my report,
Mhm.
because you were interested
In that.
in that.
Mhm.
So it definitely raises red flags when people are asking about that. So when people are more inclined about their financing and what is an FNA, and I'm like, oh, that's a financial needs analysis, and they
That's
go,
Ferrari North America.
North America, you love Ferrari, and they go, well, financial needs analysis. Do I need one? I say everybody needs one.
Mhm.
The problem is that if you were to go to a different, let's say you go to a financial advisor and you showed up at their office and you says, hey, I need you to do a financial needs analysis. Guess what? He gets to charge you for it.
Oh, interesting.
Well, guess what I do?
You do it for free?
I don't do it for free. I do it complimentary.
Oh,
I don't do nothing for free.
you do it complimentary.
Complimentary.
What's the difference?
It's complimentary. And the
That's
reason why
great.
we do that is because, if these people are charging $1,500 and $3,000, what are you wanting from me if it's complimentary?
Your business.
It's just your business. And maybe if you like the information, maybe you can refer me to people that might need the services that we just offered you and we talked about. And it's about creating that, but also a financial needs analysis. What I'm trying to do is, by doing it complimentary, I'm trying to give you a business proposition that entitles your debt solutions, your financial, your emergency funding, planning.
Mhm.
Planning is the number one key to your financial health and your family's health, right?
Mhm.
Because, and we're not talking health individual, we're
Mhm.
talking your financial
Mhm.
health.
Mhm.
When you're planning, because people plan everything, they plan their vacation, they plan to buy a car, they plan what car they want,
Mhm.
they plan how they're going to decorate, they plan how the trip is gonna go, right? They plan everything. Their job tells them, hey, we're gonna have a holiday Christmas party. We would like you to plan it. Have you planned your financial stability? Have you planned? Have you figured
It's
out?
so hard as an entrepreneur,
And
dude.
everybody goes, oh, you know what? I never thought about that.
It's so hard as an entrepreneur. And
Hmm.
you know, this is also part of the conversation I have to have with my father tomorrow is, is your income is just all over the place as an entrepreneur. And the markets change and clients change and we talk about the STP, sustainability, tenacity, and positioning, and positions change, sustainability changes, and so you're always having to reinvent yourself. And in entrepreneurship, real estate, mortgage, banking, finance, everything changes so constant. It's not like having a job.
Hmm.
It's increasingly more difficult now, to plan for your financial future, just because of, I mean, look at what inflation's done, and now home prices, and dude.
I was like, I was talking to someone. I was at Mikuni's having lunch, and I was just sitting there, and I'm hearing this gentleman. They must have been in real estate
Mhm.
or something because they were talking interest rates and everything. And they go, I hear him say, "Yeah, man, like interest rates just went down 0.5%. That is awesome. I think it's going to pick up." And I'm like looking to the side. I'm like, is this guy real? 0.5%. They didn't even make it past lower than 6%
Mhm.
interest
I
rate.
know, I know.
You remember 3-4 years ago when it was at 3%, 2.7 actually.
When I did mortgages, it was 3.5%.
Yeah, when I bought my home, it was at 2.7.
Yeah,
By the time I got, you can buy points and
yeah,
stuff.
mhm,
I got it up to 3% just to
mhm,
bring down my
yeah,
mortgage payment.
mhm.
But it's at 3%. Um, do I want to buy a house now at 6% interest? No. I mean, I just had a friend who tossed over $600,000 on a home,
Dude,
right?
dude, we were
And
at Thanksgiving last
and I
night,
was like,
dude.
I just didn't know it. Then I think I told you this story the other day, where my friend, the other friend that I know here in Citrus Heights, he refinanced his home
7%.
7%.
Yeah,
W- w- y-
dude. My brother-in-law, they live on the golf course. They bought their home for 600,000 5 years ago. I think they put like 200 down on it. They've been making their payment for the last 5 years. They've got really good credit. They both make her husband make decent money. They're making like 170 to 200,000 a year between the two of them. And they make the announcement last night to the family that they're buying a new house, and they're showing everyone the Zillow and everything. The house is $1.4 million, and of course, everyone's so happy for them. And I'm sitting there thinking about this, and I'm like, so you're going to sell your house it's pretty much paid off. And instead of just taking that house and continuing to pay it off and turn it into an asset,
Mhm.
they're going to take that equity, roll it over into a $1.4 million loan. Now they're going to put 400,000 down probably. That's still $1 million loan. That's a $9,000 a month mortgage.
Ouch.
It's suicide.
Yeah. Nowadays it is.
It's suicide. It's 7% or 7.25%. A jumbo is at like 7.2%. And then they're going to take that for 30 years. They're going to pay $4 million, $3.8 million for that house.
That's where I was going for it. That the whole time I'm sitting down in McConey's, I'm looking at these two guys, and the whole thing they can think about is how many families they're gonna be able to help out with that 0.5%. No family.
Dude,
you're not gonna help anybody.
It's suicide.
You're gonna put them more in debt.
I know. It's the thought process for me, and these guys, I listen to them sitting there talking about interest rates and talking about their financial health and talking about, life is so peachy. I'm like,
but that's
you borrow. Like, they look at me like I'm a bum because I don't own real estate. I was a lender. I understand this stuff. Look at what I've built with essentially no money, right? And then I look at people that have good jobs that all they have to do is show up for work and they get paid, especially when they're government employees. And well, no, government employee though. I mean, they show up for work,
yeah.
and they show up and they get paid.
Yeah,
and
they don't even. Some of them just drive around.
And then they they think that they've got life all figured out, and then they just borrow. They go to buy a new car, they pull equity out of their home. I'm like, you just got a great interest rate on your car, but you're going to pay on that car for 30 years. I don't understand the thought process. I don't understand the thought process. Well, yeah, it's even more because, of course, what are they going to do when the interest rates go down? They're going to refinance again. Mm-hmm. They're going to restart the clock. The house will never be paid off.
That's where a lot of people get suckered into, which is called the American dream, which is, how they say it's own a house. No, the government owns you once you own a house. I got suckered into that same position, right? Thank God I got into it early, and I realized what the problem that I got into, which I'm trying to fix right now, but it's owning a home. It's not American freedom. They get you locked in. Companies make money off of it. And they put different scenarios into it, different types of insurance that now you have to cover, different fees that they make you pay. And then there's the interest rate, right? A $500,000 home is going to cost you, what, $800,000, $900,000, right? And then at the end of the day, that home, if you were to sell it, it still sells for about $600,000. So the difference is,
and then you still have to pay the agent $40,000, $50,000.
When you want assets in your life, make sure that you're very, very planned in your financials so that you can pay for things straight up. Mm-hmm. When you own things straight up, then by all means, you know what? You've worked.
If you're going to buy a $1.4 million house, let me tell you, if you're having to mortgage that house, you shouldn't buy that house. What they should be doing is they should stay with the beautiful house they have on the golf course. God, they have such a beautiful house. It's not my type of house, but it's a beautiful house.
50% of people that buy homes, when they come into money, 50% lose their homes. Why? Because they don't know what comes with it.
Yeah.
They don't understand it. Again, what is that? It comes with planning. If you plan, you're gonna understand what you're getting yourself into.
It sucks. It just sucks. All right, so people, if they need life insurance, if they need other points of financial stability, that's what you do. That's how they get in contact.
Yep. They can get in contact with me at 702-927-2714. If they're looking for information, I got a website where I give you tons of information on there and what it is that I do. How can we help you and provide services for you and your family? And that is MIH-firm.com. So with that being said, if you, I want to say something about creating a legacy and a call to action for everybody is that, as we wrap up today's conversation, it is not only important, but it is essential to remember that the essence of security goes far beyond material possessions. You have possessions?
Not anymore. I'm a minimalist.
When I ask
you
people,
saw me, I've sold just about everything to build this company, and I'm happier. I'm actually happier with less stuff than I did with more stuff.
Yeah, you're liberating yourself from some of the weight that is downing you, so that you can actually thrive in your success.
How many watches do you have?
How many watches do I have? Oh, I don't even know. You
didn't even want to say it.
But at least I don't use my watches when people ask me what are my assets, I tell them I am my own asset. Because without me, I couldn't have the watches that I have. I couldn't drive the car that I have.
I always say that the surest investment is the investment in yourself.
Yeah.
If you invest in yourself, that's the only asset that you can control the return.
When I ask people about what is the best asset you have in your home, what's the biggest one, and they start saying stuff like my Nike collection or my watch collection. Oh, I got gold, or I got, if you got gold, you know what, you got a great asset in that. But they start saying their jewelry, or how, check out my what is it, my car collection, like Hot Wheel
Yeah.
collection. Do you know people, those stuff can cost thousands of
Oh yeah.
dollars? Or how about Lego collection that just sold for $300,000?
Well, I took you to Monterey Car Week and was showing you $10 million cars.
Now that's a collection. You see, those are assets.
Yes,
because if you sold them, they're worth money to take care of you. But people say stuff that it doesn't mean to it. And for me, the biggest asset in a home, it's the income earner, you, your spouse. You guys wouldn't have all of that if it wasn't for you guys. So why aren't you protecting yourself and putting yourself in the position? I'm a great asset, not just to myself, but to my family and what I bring. So, at the heart of life, insurance and financial planning lies a profound act of compassion and love for family. So by securing our lives, we're not only safeguarding our financial futures, but also alleviating the burdens that come and accompany life's unpredictable future, right? That is funeral expenses, travels. Some people have to ship out mom's bodies out to another country, maybe an island, wherever it is that you want your loved one buried. That's an expense that now you put in on your family.
I know.
So, choosing to invest in it is.
Yeah, we used to work with All Seasons Burial and Cremation, and we did their website and all that, and I couldn't believe what it cost for some of that stuff. And people are $10,000-$15,000 into these funerals, dude.
And life insurance, people say, oh, well, how much do you think I need? And, it depends. Do you have a home? Is it paid off? Is it not paid off? Do you want to leave your family well off? How about your wife? Does she work? Does she not work? And if she doesn't work, how many years do you want her to be comfortable and bringing in your income so that she can get back on her feet?
It's so funny because, like, when I got my first insurance policy, when my wife and I first got married, we had $100,000 life insurance policy, and I just, at the time, I thought about it. And I was like, dude, that is so much money. That's nothing, bro. That is like, dude, that is not barely enough to get through the year.
If I would have gotten it earlier too, but you know what, I didn't. For me at first I was like, oh damn, that's expensive. But it wasn't expensive. You have to take into consideration how much I'm getting. And then, can I bring that down? Yeah, but I was not thinking of myself. I was thinking of my family, right? Making sure that not only my wife can have a few years to get back on her feet and thrive, but also have money to take care of herself, right? Not only that, also take care of the home, right?
And the
grandkids, any financial burden that will come from me. That's what I did. Choosing life insurance and investing in life insurance is a testament, your commitment to those we cherish. So what I'm saying is, if you say I care about your well-being, yes, I do. But are you saying that when you're no longer here? Because you can say that right now and say, I care about your well-being, but how about when you're gone? What's going to happen to me? And that question is not raised enough. So we need to make sure that we're looking into it. So what I would say to you is, look at your spouse, look at your family, think about it. What it is that I need to do to make sure if this thing happens to me tomorrow, today, you can know that you're living this world in a better pace. And that pace is what you leave to your family, that they're going to be not just financially stable for time being, but also emotionally stable.
Hmm.
Because you know how emotionally you get when somebody passes away.
Dude,
Imagine having to deal with the burden of coming up with the money for the funerals,
I know. I
doing
know.
like a GoFundMe or a car wash, just to raise money, and it's never enough
Dude, it's crazy.
to cover anything.
I
So
know.
those are the questions that we need to
I
do.
know.
And instead of leaving them with the responsibility of enduring um, that part, that
I
way we can move forward.
I want to be a tree.
You
I
want to be a tree?
I love trees. You know that. I have trees on like almost all my book covers.
Yeah, you love trees.
I love
You
trees.
love taking pictures of trees.
I do love trees.
But those are some beautiful pictures.
You know what's actually funny is we'll be driving and my wife used to make fun of me at first and be like, look at how pretty that tree is. She goes, what is your deal with trees? Now when we're driving, she's like, what do you think of that tree? Oh, that's a nice tree. That's what I want to be. I want to be a tree.
I want to be a rock.
You want to be a rock?
Yeah.
Why?
That way, when they throw me over the course over somebody and I hit somebody, I can say, "Yeah, I did that."
All right. Joel Rodriguez-Tirado, MIH-firm.com, 702-927-2714. Always good learning from you, dude. Always. And I enjoy building your shows.
Thank you, and I appreciate everybody listening. Taking the time and being part of this conversation. I know at times you might have more questions, and that's why I'm gonna put it in here again. Give me a call 702-927-2714, or you can reach me or fill out a card at MIH-firm.com for more information.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.